That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks. It's unfortunate we have to do this kind of episode, but the one thing Notre Dame cannot afford to happen before the season or in the season is unfortunately already happening. Edition of the Always Irish Show. That was a longer than normal introduction to this segment because I'm just a mess. This just sucks all across the board, what we need to go over. YouTube, hit subscribe if you haven't yet. Give the video a thumbs up. Notifications on. You'll be alerted every time a new episode drops. Something like this. You never know when it's going to happen. I'm going to have to post it at on time. You don't want to miss that. Notifications on. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishindia@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. You can get me. Call in line 312-900-8815. More information about that next week. Stay tuned. So let's get into this. Unfortunately, it's no secret, Notre Dame fans. We've covered this all offseason in depth. All of my previews about this year and the first year of the Freeman era, what it could look like. One of the first things we discussed is how razor thin we are at wide receiver, squarely due to the incompetence of the last coaching staff, and how we simply do not have the bodies. Forget about elite receiver, the bodies. I'm not even saying, we don't have elite guys. We may not even have carcasses if we have these injuries this season with the depth situation at that position. All right? We talk about it nonstop. I said running back till guys get healthy, nobody could get hurt. Camp it in the season. Wide receiver, same thing. Secondary, safety especially, same thing. Sure enough, wake up today and we learn Avery Davis tore an ACL out for the year. It's absolutely heartbreaking. Okay? So with Davis, it's just the worst case scenario. You feel terrible. He is a captain. I feel like he's been on the team 10 years, has been willing to move around, do whatever is best for the team, putting himself second to the team, moving around, putting in the effort, doing whatever it takes, fought through tough injuries in the past. All of that makes it back. Captain's captain is what he is. A captain's captain in this program. Respected, dedicated, selfless. All those things you want in a Notre Dame teammate. Out for the year again. Out for the year again. You hate for this to happen to anybody, but especially this guy. After all he's been through, it's just brutal. This could be a tough, brutal, unfair sport. And I think all that applies to this scenario and this situation. So you have Davis out with the ACL. Wilkins is iffy, and I'm still questionable on exactly when he's going to come back and at what percent he's going to come back. If I'm not mistaken, Colsey was in a walking boot the other day. You're down to what? I think 5 scholarship receivers. We're not even halfway through camp. Not even halfway through camp. Are you going to... So now what? You could have walk-on Central, John out there running around. You could have Tyree play some slot. Move Xavier Watts back. We're down to 5 scholarship guys. We're not even halfway through camp yet. It's bad. There's no way around it. No way to sugarcoat it. Bad. It's just a bad deal. Now, here's where this comes full circle for some of you people that aren't going to want to hear this next part. This dynamic that we're working through and talking about is a part of what I've meant when I keep saying everybody's expecting Marcus to fly in here and be perfect right away. And that mindset ignores some of the inherited roster holes that have fallen in Marcus's lap year one, this being one of them. That's why I have that so hard. It's like Marcus is here. It's a new era, but he's still dealing with some of the failures of the previous regime. Wide receiver room depth is a prime example of that. Okay? So it's just not ideal at all. Tommy Rees, boy wonder genius. You better get creative and you better find out how you're going to make this work. If you could get Diggs back, I think you'll feel better about what you have at running back. Maybe that makes them feel better about Tyree going out to the slot wide receiver position. I don't know, but you got to make it work. At least if you do that with Tyree, you know he's one of your most dynamic playmakers. I like the idea of that guy being in the slot. If you have enough at running back with the injuries there to be able to make that work so it allows him to flex out there. So, not a good dynamic to wake up to today. Not good at all. Number one is you just feel bad for the guy. He's been a great teammate, everything you could ask for a Notre Dame player, captain, fought through injuries, position switches, leadership, all of that. Regime change, been there through all of it. Avery Davis deserves better than this after all he's been through. Sometimes life and football just aren't fair. And this is one of those situations. So, not a good place, Notre Dame folks. Not a good place. And these are some of the extra hurdles Marcus Freeman's going to have to wade through and clear year one. And it's going to be tough. The numbers just aren't there in this position group. And time is the only thing that's going to heal those wounds. But for now, Merriweather, ball out, young man. Ball out. He's going to have every opportunity. Go for it. Go crazy. Claim your spots. He's got a great chance. That's a guy I think this is his time to shine. They need him to step up. He's going to have every opportunity to do it. So far, looks pretty good in camp. So, prayers with Avery. Horrible break. You can't afford this in these position groups. You just can't. Not even halfway through camp. It's rough. It's rough. Get well fast, Avery. And Tommy, you better draw something up. Figure it out, boy genius, boy wonder. Get at it. Talk to you later.